Blake Brown. Thanks for coming on the OP show.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, appreciate you coming. Well, cool. And we'll give you the time to kind of do your own introduction and everything.
Sure.
I'll just kind of break down. So this is the OP show. It's broken out into 3 segments, sometimes 4 if there's a surprise segment at the end. That's only happened one time, so I don't know if it's going to happen this time. But the first segment is always the same. It's called Out of the Box. And this is where we get to know you personally a little bit better, your journey throughout your career, what you guys are doing at Kizik, and then more so on the brand side, what are some of the things that you've seen over the last 5 years of being at Kizik, some learning experiences, things like that.
Yeah.
And then we're going to jump into 2 fun segments. They typically involve us competing against each other in some type of way, which is a good time.
Are we going to play Hangman?
Yeah. Heads up, 7 up. So that's how it goes.
Cool.
You ready?
Awesome. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Reba?
Yeah.
Roll the slides.
Out of the box.
Out of the box. Cool. Okay, cool. Question number 1. Can you share an experience that significantly shaped your career?
Ooh.
A single experience.
Man, I mean...
So let me just preface with this. Blake, you were in a rock band.
Yes.
So what happened? You're in a rock band. When do you meet your wife? When do you become the family man? When do you become the expert marketer that you are today?
I don't know. I think I've always been a marketer at some sense of my life, really.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason it was a hobby that turned into a career. Mm-hmm. Like when I was, I think, a junior in high school, this is like 2000, 99, 2000. Mm-hmm. I built my own computer, and during this time was like LimeWire, like pirating software.
That's right. Torrent.
So Adobe, don't come after me for this, but this was 20 years ago plus. Yeah. So when I got into, like, my brother built a computer, I was like, oh, I want to build one. Yeah. And so I used Lime, and I downloaded free product, and I started doing artwork for bands in Southern California where I grew up. Yeah. I was like, oh, this is cool. I can create, I didn't think of anything of it, but my brother's best friend was already in, like, doing, design and things like that. And so that kind of the culmination of, like, design and music were kind of always in my forefront of kind of creative exploration and expression. So
that's awesome.
So yeah, and so when I got doing that well enough, I ended up interning at it's called Drive Through Records. They were an old pop punk kind of record label, like Newfound Glory and a bunch of other brands they had on there. And so I got the internship there.
Nice.
When I was in high school. So
how'd you land that? Did you know someone?
Being scrappy, man. Yeah. Just start being one of those annoying, like, hey, this is what I've been doing, and I would love to learn more and help. Like, you can have me fold T-shirts in the merch room. You can have me, and that's what I did. But I also put myself in those situations where I was like, I really love both of these things of design and music. Yeah. And sometimes you just have to have that insatiable drive and ambition to be like, this, I know I want to do this. So let me insert myself. Yeah, let me insert myself in these situations where, because I was always one of those people who are like, hey, if it didn't work out, great, that's fine. I'm not gonna. I was young, so that's how I got into those 2 things collectively to get into, like, more, like, and then as I moved up to Utah and then got more into the music scene here, we were in a band and doing that, and that was fun for, I worked at Hewlett-Packard at the time, doing design stuff, and I think by that time I realized I was like, I don't think I can do this music career full time, to support whatever I might do if I get married or have kids down the road. So it was kind of a reality check of I still love music to death, and now it's more of I have to find time to make it happen for it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you went from folding shirts to Hewlett-Packard to that's a bit of a jump.
Yeah, it is. I mean, most of my career has been working my way up through, I'm always try to be this continuous learning of, like, and there's so many different disciplines in creative. There's video, there's illustration, there's design, layout, color theory, there's all these things. But for me, I think what really solidified all these different areas was really getting into the idea of hey, I want to learn how to do that. Okay, this is even before YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like I keep diving into these new realms.
The new
of,
frontier, man.
Yeah.
Before
and
YouTube?
Before YouTube, it was kind of like, back then you'd have books,
Yeah.
or you learn by, being over other people's shoulders and say,
Yeah,
oh, how
just
do you do
shadowing
this? How do you do this?
Yeah.
How do you do that? And just asking a lot of questions, even if you think they're dumb questions, it's just asking those questions to be like,
You got to ask them.
oh, how do you do that? Oh, that's cool. I want to learn how to do that. I want to learn. Not saying I wanted to be the best at this niche thing, but I wanted to have a broad understanding of like the whole creative expression.
Yeah.
Whether that's through a brand or organization or a band.
Yeah.
So I think there is a dichotomy between Hewlett Packard and
Yeah.
music. A company we were with, we got acquired by Hewlett Packard. So
Gotcha.
that's how that happened.
That's how, yeah. That's fantastic. So outside of music, what are some of the hobbies that you're interested in outside of work?
I really got just like most males probably around my age got into woodworking.
That's right. Why is that?
I don't know. When you're
I mean, you're creative, right? That gives you the opportunity to like build with a physical
yes,
medium
and
as opposed to a
that's what
digital.
it is. I mean, when you're behind a computer for 8-10 hours or sometimes longer, you need something tangible. You need something tactical to make something with.
Our VP of engineering is the same way. He got really big into woodworking. Has like a whole section in his house now.
Yeah. It's just one of those
Carved out for it. No pun intended.
Well, it's not like I have like a big wood shop or any of that stuff. It's
yeah.
just like one of those things where like I love to tinker with my hands to create something new, or it could be a nightstand, it could be a table, it could be certain things. But I think when you have 3 kids, it gets a little bit more difficult.
It does.
To do
it
it.
does. Time is of
Yeah.
the essence.
Yep.
Okay, so what is an unexpected source of inspiration that you've found that's kind of helped you in some of the things that you're currently building and doing at Kizik?
Oh man, that's a great question. I think just for me, inspiration it's not about what others are doing. It's more about observation of life, right? And I think there's other forms of like creativity comes from anywhere, and for me, it's really about finding the things that really, the most random things that there's not just one thing that really inspires me. It's more of a multitude of all these random things. It could be an art piece, it could be an exhibition, it could be someone's taking a new how to express this through photography or video, just things that I really love, things of like that are not like the standard like trend on trend kind of thing. And I like the things that are like there's this artist that I follow, like he does these I think it's Nobody's Sunday or something like that. That's what his name is. And like
Taking Back Sunday.
No. Good band though.
Great band.
But he got like all these paint swatches from Sherwin-Williams, but you can only order like 10 swatches at a time. So he needed 7,000
Oh my gosh.
swatches because he did a 20 by 20 mural of Bob Ross,
Wow.
but he did it all in pixelated form.
Yeah.
So he actually curated like his audience to say, hey, I can't order. So can you guys help and order, each of you order 10 each and send them to me. So it's really a cool way to like use your audience to, cultivate something. And then he ended up taking like, after he did the piece, he took it down and then he sold like 4 of the swatches in a frame. So really cool things about like, really like, did he make a ton of money of it? Well, probably not, but I think it's those ideas that really spark curiosity in people's minds and gets them to think a little bit differently. So
I'm gonna ask you a question that I probably have had on my mind for a little bit because I've been kind of following Kizik and their growth over the last couple of years. How do you take a technology and like a shoe that in my mind I'm like, okay, is this like, it's like a geriatric, like hands-free is like, okay, I'm a perfectly capable human. I can just tie my shoes. I can, I grew up in like the Nike generation. I'm 29 years old. And so it was like, like the LeBron era for me was like, we were all witnesses and like there was kind of like Nike's got this perception of like, and this brand around, the physicality of athletes and just like who you want to become growing up playing these sports. So how do you make Kizik, because as I'm on your website, like as your brand has evolved, I was like, this is cool. How do you make that shift and like turn people from, okay, this hands-free technology into like something that is desired, that's wanted, that's craveable?
The thing is, I mean, it's a hard thing to do. I mean, the first thing is finding product market fit. Just in anything you do is finding like, is there an audience for this?
Sure.
And we did have that audience, of that older aging America where it's like 55 and older. And there was it's as we call it, like a needs base. It's like they require more of the function than they do the style. They could probably care less about the style. And now it's more of blending. If you ask anyone in like surveys that we've done, historically they're like style, comfort. That's kind of what they want to do. Nothing around convenience, because this is such a new concept in a lot of people's minds where it's like, oh, why weren't shoes always like this? And so making that transition, going from like 55 to 30 in the last couple of years has been pretty phenomenal. But I think to me, it's less about demographics and more about psychographics.
Okay.
So to me, there's a difference between the two. It's less about the rudimentary 55, they earn this much, they do this, blah, blah, blah. But the psychographics is their behaviors, right? And everyone wants to look, feel younger, right? So I think for us, it's always about like, how do we merge the world-class innovation with a stylish, comfortable shoe? And also, style is also subjective, like art in a way. It's like people might love this, but love this. But I think finding, everything we do is we have this brand pyramid. Our muse, we went to like 30 people's homes in New York and LA, and we really just went through their closet and said, hey, what gets you motivated? No,
Okay,
I didn't do it. That's going to be
You're
weird
knocking
if
on
I
doors.
did. No, we connected with these really, our brand purpose was really to spark the freedom to go. And really our technology enables people to go, do, see, explore. And so we're really trying to find like more than just the product. We're trying to find more the aspirational mindset of, people older, people younger, people like even kids. I mean, we have kid shoes you can just step into. And as a parent, that's a big win as well. And so finding that
huge win.
Finding that through line, it's less about the cool thing about this though is not a lot of brands are able to tell emotional, enriching stories. We've had people, a brand is like a person. They're going to be fun, serious, emotional. It's a multifaceted equation. And so we're really trying to get the hearts and minds of people to be less about like, I don't have to have a bad back to, bend down, tie my shoes. It's just more of like, Kizik is like the technology is the catalyst for you to, go outside, go see, go explore, go do. And I think there's an insatiable kind of frictionless freedom, as we call it internally, is we want people to live their best life. And to do that, Kizik is kind of the enabler for you. It's kind of like to your analogy about Nike, where if you have a body, you're an athlete, where they're trying to get synonymous around sports and athletes and things like that. For us, it's like, to us, life is a sport, right? So we want people to go and drive through our purpose and how we can help them get there. So
I keep hearing on the marketing side that we're in this kind of creator economy and that people associate more with individuals than they do with brands now, like the brand itself. Is there any plans for you guys basically going on the path of like, On's got Roger Federer, Nike's got a host of all these athletes, right? Just recently signed Caitlin Clark. Is there any, because you guys have kind of built this brand on more of the technology and the idea of going places with a hands-free technology, is there any path forward where you're like, hey, maybe there's individuals that we can support? Skechers got Tony Romo for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's things of like advertising spokespeople. There's also like partnerships and collaborations. Like we're starting to go down that route right now. It's like we did, our first one was, I don't know if you saw the Jet Puff marshmallow shoe that we did. That was really fun.
I think you had the toasted marshmallow slip-on ones.
Yeah, we had it.
I was actually looking at those. Yeah, I was like, those look comfy.
And so really trying to, you can do it for different purposes too. It's like, do we want to spark some engagement or PR media? Do we, we're trying to blend, the right partnerships with, individuals, athletes. I doubt we're going to get down the athletes part, but I think there's, who are going to be the brands and the partnerships on the individual basis that are really going to align together, share the same kind of message and mission to do, to create, new audiences and new things of looking at, Kizik or the other brand. And, there's such a tie between Kizik and travel. So it's like, we talked about like doing something with Delta, doing something with Clear, so really trying to think about like, it's not why we exist. It's a conduit of there's so many different verticals we can go through to really tie partnerships or tie certain things together. No pun intended about the tying, but
don't need it. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, cool. I'm going to transition into more of the personal aspect. Back to you.
Sure.
If someone is looking to go down the path of marketing or transition out of, obviously you came up in a very different situation with being in a band and the Hewlett Packard. What advice would you give those individuals looking to pursue a career like this? Outside the tenacity part, right?
Yeah.
Because you talk about like there's only so many open doors, and like you just have to like basically seize the opportunity when it comes.
Yeah, so now in this kind of creative economy, you have to create your own opportunities at some point, because so my advice would really be about.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So someone is looking to get into marketing at Kizik specifically, and they want to impress you. What does that individual do from like creating their own opportunities? If they brought something to you, what would something like that look like?
I mean, if someone outside and was just like wanting to get in the door, for me, the biggest thing is also the ambition and the tactfulness is super important. But I think if someone can articulate a vision of an idea, because I think ideas are easy. I do that in quotation marks, because sometimes it's not easy. Is executing on those ideas. That's what you have to do, is like you're taking this idea. So if someone can come through and really articulate the vision and the purpose behind the idea and showcase it in a way that really aligns with kind of like our strategy and like thinking outside of the box and trying to do new things, because the footwear space is, I would not recommend trying to start a footwear brand now, because it's such a hard space to be in. You have to have that differentiation. I think as individuals wanting to come into Kizik, you have to have that differentiation about what makes you as an individual different to bring value. Because to me, it's always about providing value at whatever scale. And so to me, it's like having the grit, and I think the ambition is important, but I think having a good innate sense of articulating an idea and articulating a point of view without trying to supersede, hey, I'm gonna just make you happy, tell you what you think. Because like I want people to interject, to be like, this is my point of view and let me sell you on this point of view. Instead of saying like, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. It's more of like, I want people to say like, this is my point of view, here's the reasons why, here's the consumer insights or whatever insights there might be to help support this point of view. And that's what gets me excited, is when people have a vision and or can articulate that vision or that idea succinctly and really with passion. Because I think that gets lost too, is people just like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, I'll just do what you tell me. It's like, no, I want people to be like, you're wrong, we should be doing this, and have the tenacity, and not doing it in a combative way, but just more of like, you have to really make it in this world, you have to have that kind of grit and doing it in a way where it gets other people excited. Because that's part of the thing, is like rallying the troops to be like, oh my gosh, there's something about this here. Now let's tweak it, let's modify it, let's make sure that it's that's actually doable, it's within scope, it's all the things we needed to do.
Yeah,
So
I love that.
yeah.
Well, Blake, that concludes segment number 1.
Cool.
Out of the box.
Cool. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for expanding and just kind of like giving us all the details.
Sure. You got it.
Okay, so the next one's called Return or Keep. And so basically there's going to be a box on the table. We're going to be reaching into it. There's 6 different items. And then you have to tell me as to why you are going to return or keep that item. You're trying to get me to laugh. So this should be a fictional story or interpretation of why you are getting rid of that or keeping it. Or real, I guess.
Are we recreating 7? We're gonna say, what's in the box? What's in the box?
That's right. Okay, so
Cool.
That's it. Blake, you're the guest, so go first.
I can't look through it.
No. This is heavy eye contact.
Yeah. Is it too intimate for you?
As you're reaching around. No. Get closer, brother. This is what the OP show is all about. Oh, wow.
The most random
This is great.
in-ground steak.
Look at that. And the steak even just comes right out of there. That's fun.
So why I would return it?
Yeah, or keep it. Why would you keep something like this?
I mean, I'd probably keep it for my girls because they would probably love this.
Yeah.
That's why I would keep. That's why I would keep it. Most of the things, if it's not like, I usually like most things like, oh, my girls would love this. I'm usually thinking about my kids when it comes to certain things, but they would,
They'd love that.
they have such creativity. I mean, they probably wouldn't even put this in the dirt.
Yeah.
They would probably do something super creative with it. They'd probably turn this into a spotlight in their Barbie house and
There you go.
do something really fun with that. But
Yeah. So you're keeping it for the kids.
keeping it for the kids.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm jumping in.
Let me see what you get.
Oh wow, look at that. This is like a little sloth hula person. That's kind of neat.
You gonna put that in your dash?
Yeah, just glue it right on the dash. Right on the car that I'm leasing. They'd love that.
Well, what would make this better if it actually, the hips move.
Yeah,
You could put it on your
see,
dash.
and I think that's why, maybe I look for something different. I think you gave me a great idea on the dash, and I think I'm gonna return this because I'm looking for something that shakes, moves around a little bit. Yeah. So I'm gonna return this, although it's very cute, and I think my kids would actually like this, but not enough to keep.
Not enough to keep.
We send it back. We send it back. Okay, so I'm just gonna set that aside there. Okay, you're up next.
Okay.
4 more items.
Do you
left
know
in the
what's
box.
in here before
I have no
you
idea,
put it
no.
in here? Really?
Yeah, that's part of the fun. We're both surprised.
This is going to be a can of beans. No,
Oh.
it's a can of, I knew it was a can. Nacho
What do
cheese.
we got? Whose cheese is that?
Pace. Nacho cheese sauce.
Yeah.
You going to be
Did you
your
get that?
sponsor?
I said, whose cheese is that?
Whose cheese is that?
Nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese. Good.
Okay, Pace. This is a good brand. They've got good salsas. Pretty affordable.
Yeah, I've had their salsas. We usually buy the Costco bulk,
Yeah.
Pace
It
picante
comes
sauce.
in that, yeah, with it's almost got like the same handle as like a gallon of milk. You know what I'm
Oh,
talking about?
totally.
Those
Yeah.
huge ones?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got those.
Yeah. So, yeah, you keeping it or
Oh, I'm
returning?
keeping this.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This is like gluttony at its finest for
Right.
me. It's
Yeah.
like, I know this is terrible for me,
But you're
but it's
putting it
like,
down.
man, it's one of those sweet nectars.
Yeah.
It's like Mountain Dew or something. I'm like,
Yeah.
I shouldn't be drinking this, but man,
But boy, does
a
it
Baja
taste good.
Blast just goes
Yeah.
down.
So smooth. Burns the throat a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah.
Tickles.
Yeah. With that and
the
a
right
little
way.
nacho cheese.
Yeah.
I love how they call it cheese sauce.
That's right.
It's not real cheese.
Yeah, it's sauce.
I mean, kind of. There's about 65 ingredients, but
Isn't that wild?
man, it's wild.
We shouldn't be consuming that. But we're keeping it.
That's why I never read these.
Yeah,
I just
don't read
consume it.
Just put
It's
it
not
in the
like
pot
I mean,
and
you
heat
could
it up.
probably open this up and
Knock her back.
knock her back.
Well, that's gonna last some time. That's gonna.
This
You
is
could throw that in
apocalypse.
yeah, apocalypse now.
Oh, man.
Throw that into food storage.
You could. Wonder if there's a funny thing we've done with my mother-in-law and her family. She'll forget about stuff in her
All the time. How old is she?
64.
Yeah, that's about the right age.
So we'll go through, like, one time, I think it was last Christmas time, there's stuff from like 2004 and stuff. So we're always like, oh, what happened was one time she made a
Why is
cake.
that
She
such
made
a
a cake for my
classic
birthday.
old person thing?
She made a cake for my birthday, and I'm like, this has a funny taste to it. And then we go and look at the box. It was like 2008 or something like that. But I do the same. I think most people
survived the Great Recession.
I think most people, when they go through like their cabinets, they probably have a ton of even canned
I
stuff.
think people just think that canned stuff lasts forever.
No.
It's like, no, it expires.
Twinkies are the only thing that lasts forever.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know.
Who knows?
I have no idea what lasts forever and what does.
Okay, I'm reaching in. Oh wow, I'm just grabbing all these little characters out. This is a
Is it a dog toy?
we got a little dog toy. I'm gonna keep this. I got a dog now. His name's Griffey, and I think he would
After Ken Griffey or just
someone else named him. We
really?
just got him when he was like a year old. Yeah.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, so it was a good name, so we kept it,
Awesome.
and he responded to it. So
Oh, good.
I'm gonna keep this because this character kind of reminds me. There was like this trend going around. Do you remember the purple dude from McDonald's? Grimace?
Oh, Grimace, yeah.
Grimace. You remember those Grimace shake videos
yeah.
that people were
Oh, yeah.
making?
Oh, yeah.
Where they're like, this can't be that bad, and they take a drink or whatever, and they like are
Fall
dead
in,
like
in a river somewhere.
Yeah, they're like in like some swamplands, like face down with like purple goop on them. That's what that kind of reminds me of, so I'm gonna keep it because
That's awesome.
that was a good time for social media.
Oh, so good.
that was
so
good. People got creative.
Oh, they did. Oh, they did.
I really enjoyed that, and it's kind of scary, but I'm gonna keep that guy.
Your dog is gonna love that.
Yeah.
Will he just like rip
He's
through
gonna
things?
yeah, he's gonna tear it apart
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So at least they had some love.
that's right. Okay, get in there. What do we got? You're getting the foods here.
Yeah.
Ooh, what is this?
Soft shoes, hot cinnamon licorice.
Ooh. Speaking of old people, they'd probably love that. They slip in their Kizik shoes, go over to the cabinet, and open up some hot cinnamon twists.
I mean, I'd eat these. I like a good licorice.
But hot cinnamon?
I don't know. That's what's
We might have to let's crack it
That's
open.
what's intriguing about this.
Yeah, we're doing it live.
Should I check the expiration date on it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fairly new brand, so I actually love their branding. Let's get in here.
Do you
These are
like?
thick. This is a commitment. Kind of like a hot tamale.
Yeah, it is. It's like the
bad.
insides of a hot tamale. It looks like a beef stick, but
What would you do differently here as a marketer? What would you do differently? That ain't bad. Ooh, the aftertaste is that's a little strong.
woo!
Spicy.
The funny thing about these, like if they're around, I'd eat them, but I wouldn't go out of my way to buy them.
No.
I'm gonna choke on it.
We need some water after this.
I don't know if I'd do it.
I don't know if I. Are you returning these after having?
I mean,
Can you return an open package like this?
if I'm returning this to Costco, they should take it.
That's right. They'll take it right back. Shout out Costco. Shout out Michael Ludwig from Hexclad. Big Costco fan.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, this is not good.
yeah. But I'm also one of those people that I was raised to like finish everything that's like on your plate.
Yeah.
You're like,
Me
don't
too.
get all that food. You
Yeah.
better finish it.
Yeah. Your eyes are bigger than your stomach.
Yeah, That's why I'm 25 pounds overweight.
You look great.
Thank you. I had it well.
look great.
Rose in black.
The black's nice.
Yeah, stripes.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Okay, here we go.
You know, it's funny. I'm sure people would return this kind of stuff.
Are you gonna return that? Are you keeping that?
I don't know. To me, it's weird to return food in general.
Yeah. Just keep it thrown away, maybe.
But I'm also not one of those people that
Oh,
will.
but you're gonna have to finish it.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well,
that's how you were raised. Can you finish
off
it?
camera, I'll
Yeah.
finish it. Yeah, I don't know. I would probably return this.
Yeah.
But it's just a pain to return. It's just a weird thing
That's
too.
a weird thing.
It's like I know people that go to Costco and they like eat half of like
A hot
a
dog.
box of grapes and they're like, "This didn't taste good." I'm like, "Why'd you eat the whole thing?"
Yeah.
So,
Costco's got great grapes.
I know they do.
Those big, crunchy, seedless grapes. Oh, here we go.
You
We
have the
got
cotton candy ones.
buttons. Yeah. They're so good.
Buttons.
Just some buttons. My nickname in high school.
Story.
No, it wasn't.
Oh man, I was gonna believe you.
It's just one of those lines I say all the time. It gets a laugh maybe 6 out of 10 times. So I'll take it.
That's a pretty good percentage.
Buttons. I actually have a pair of pants I really like. And the button on them, I got them off Amazon. They're like just some khakis or whatever, you know, I'm trying to be cool. do the like tuck in the shirt style. That's kind of cool these days.
Little
Do
French
some khakis,
tuck.
some French tuck, dude, with like a little wife beater or something like that. Yeah, who knows? But I have a pair of these pants, and the button on it, is a little too far to the right, and it's a little bit of a squeeze to get in.
It's a little squeeze.
So I was actually thinking, I was like, you know what? I need to move either the existing button over or add another button so that I can get in these pants that I love.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been able to wear them. I also too put on 20 pounds.
Just cut down a little piece of elastic.
Oh, there you go.
Put
And
one of
then-
those buttons on the inside and put a button on the other side, and so you can have a little
And I
stretch.
could do this for that
for
all
every
my
pants.
That's
Yes.
right. These are a lot. So I'm gonna keep these, and I'm actually gonna take these home with me and do it right when we
you
get home
are?
tonight. Yeah.
Really?
I'm gonna wear those pants
Are
tomorrow.
you gonna sew it in yourself
I'm
too?
gonna sew it in.
Wow. Can you take a
Learn
video?
new
I want to
skills.
see
Yeah.
this.
I'll take a YouTube video and then I'll post it and then I'll share it with you.
Be surprised. You'll be like, how many
You'll get
people
some
are probably
traction.
searching for
That's right.
how to sew a button?
We got some good ones in here, some good colors too. So I'm gonna keep that.
It's so random. I love
That
it.
is random. Good stuff. Okay, that concludes. I think
Oh, is that everything?
That's
Wait,
everything.
there's something else in here. Oh.
you pull out a middle finger. That's
I do the one
everything
of
for
these.
segment number 2.
That's awesome.
You didn't finish.
I didn't finish. Yeah. Thanks for picking that up. Brave of you.
Brave.
You can eat some.
Want some licorice?
Yeah.
I
You don't
just-
like licorice in general?
At
That's kind of
all?
like. You've had black licorice?
Yeah.
That's probably a step below
That's-
black.
yeah,
Because black licorice is bad.
Some people love it. You love it or you hate it. There's no middle
She's
ground.
from Boston though, so maybe that's what they eat out there. We're
Is
from
that a-
California.
is that-
I
yeah,
never,
yeah, we don't
I
do
never
that.
ate that.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're about the California burritos.
that's right. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Have you been to the taco stand recently?
Nah.
It's incredible.
Really?
Best California burrito.
Here?
No.
Where?
It's in Southern California. It's in La Jolla.
Oh, really?
They have other locations too,
Nice.
but
I haven't been to La Jolla in years.
great spot. Great spot.
Awesome.
Okay, that concludes segment number 2. Segment number 3 is a segment called Fact or Cap, as the kids say these days.
What does it
You
mean?
know? It's basically like fact or BS. You know what? Okay.
I'm just teasing you.
Yeah. Who knows? Some people
Oh
don't.
my gosh. There's more. They happen every day.
And this is Fact or Cap Shoe Edition.
Ooh.
Because Kizik. Okay, players test their knowledge and intuition by guessing whether a presented fact is true, fact, or false, cap.
Okay.
A statement will be displayed on the screen, and players must decide 1 point per correct guess, 10 statements in total.
Okay.
Okay, let's roll. Yeah.
Whoever goes first.
1. Shoes weren't left and right until 1817. Sorry.
Cap.
1817. Cap. I'm going to say fact.
And.
Fact.
Whoa. What do I know about shoes?
Okay, right and left shoes weren't made until 1817 in Philly by a man named William Young.
Wow.
Close relation to Brigham.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Number 2. The world's oldest known closed-toed shoe is 8,000 years
It's
old.
Otzi. Yes, it's
Is
fact.
it fact? What is Aussie?
It's the name of the shoe.
Oh, well, okay. Fact. I'm going to say cap. Cap.
Oh, 55.
Yes.
You can't just put a number. There was
Yeah, that's tough.
so 5,500 years old versus
The oldest
8.
known closed-toed shoe. This is it. That looks like a sweet potato.
Yeah. If you look that up,
It's made out of leather and was discovered in 2008. It is 5,500 years old.
if you look it up, it's going to be Otzi. I'll put money on that. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. But I was a couple thousand years off.
Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, here we go. Next one. Number 3. The first mass-produced sneakers were the Converse All-Stars.
Ooh.
I'm
those
gonna
fun?
say cap. I'm gonna say cap. See, these are tough to get on.
I know.
And my kids, it's probably the worst shoe for kids. I'm gonna say cap.
I'm going to go with cap too. Man. I knew it though. Kids came in quickly after. Oh, that's right. I knew that.
1908 started
1908.
mass producing shoes. Not long after that, Keds came quickly after. Yeah, because they're like basically like Keds are like a ripoff of Converse almost, just not high tops. Or I guess they have high tops.
Yeah.
They've got high.
Well, kids, I don't know if kids did. There was low top.
They were
from what
low
I remember.
tops, yeah. They were like $8 shoes back in the day.
It was like Converse and PF Flyers.
That's right. Okay, next one. Number 4, high-heeled shoes were originally worn by medieval European farmers to to help them walk through muddy fields.
To aerate their grass.
That sounds like a cap to me, dude. That sounds
Yeah,
difficult. Maybe just go barefoot. I don't know.
I would say cap.
I'm going to go fact. Oh, it's cap.
Persian high-heeled shoes were originally
Persian
worn.
horse riders.
Really?
To help secure their feet in stirrups. Very cool. 5. The term sabotage originated from French textile workers throwing their wooden clogs known as sabots. Wow. You call yourself a shoe guy, but until today...
I didn't call myself a shoe historian.
For all the sneakerheads watching, if they don't know this,
What are you doing?
Can you truly be a sneakerhead?
What are you even doing? Man, I wouldn't say...
Or a clog or a sabot head?
I want to say fact.
Fact. Nice.
We did it.
What's the score? Do you know?
Yeah, it's 2-3.
Whoa.
Coming down on the wire. Number 6. The term sneakers came about because of the quiet rubber sole.
You think I should know all these by heart?
I'm going to say cap.
I'm going to say fact.
Fact. Can you read that out for us?
In 1887, the Boston Journal referred to the shoes as sneakers for the first time.
Boston's coming
See?
back full circle.
Yeah, there it is. The rubber sole that was just invented was quiet, so the wearer could sneak up on others.
Oh.
It's kind of creepy.
That's a little unsettling.
Yeah.
All those weirdos in Boston in 1887
Just
just sneaking up the Boston Tea Party. Just sneaking onto those boats, unloading the tea into the Boston Harbor.
I mean,
Well, fun
this
fact
would be a
for you.
good shoe collab. You know, if you had a brand, the sneakers.
Yeah.
Jack the Ripper could be your first.
Whoa,
Kind of
the sneaker.
the sneaker.
Boston in 6. Shout out Jason Tatum. Okay, number 7. The most common shoe size in the U.S. is a size 8. What size shoe are you?
11.
Yeah, I could tell walking in. I know an 11 when I see one.
I do too. I can do that pretty well.
Yeah. That is a small shoe.
Yeah,
Is that men? That's
I was
men
gonna
and
say
women. That's just
men.
the average between the two.
Average between men and like everything.
So a women's 8 or a women's 6.5?
A woman's 8.
Okay, so just 8.
Yeah, it's just 8.
I'm gonna say that's fact.
I'm gonna say
it's true.
I'm gonna say fact.
Cap.
10 and a half.
For men.
9 for women.
So it's higher than 8. Much
Wow,
higher.
10.5. Yeah, that's tough.
How much is? Where are you getting your data from? I'm just kidding.
I have checked multiple.
I'm kidding.
yeah.
I don't see any sources up here. Kidding.
Some links. Get some links next time. Number 8. Americans can expect to spend an average of $30,000 on shoes throughout their life.
For themselves or these get so nuanced.
I know.
For themselves.
30 grand
I'm gonna say
on
cap.
shoes over their lifetime. I'm going to say fact. Cap. They spend 14.
I knew it was gonna be high, but
Yeah,
not
about
30.
15,000. Yeah.
still
Americans spend on average a total of 15,000 almost
Woo.
on shoes throughout their lifetime. That's,
Okay.
I honestly, yeah, okay.
No.
I'm probably already there. I'm probably already there. Nike's iconic swoosh logo
Fact.
was designed for $35 because that movie we just watched.
Oh, I knew that before.
Oh, okay. Fact, yeah,
That
for
was
sure,
an
fact.
easy one. You know,
That was an easy one.
last one.
Okay, number 10, the most expensive pair of sneakers ever sold was an Air Jordan 13 sold for 2.2 mil. That's a fact.
Is it, yeah, I was like, is it the 13? But yes, that is.
Unless
Fact.
it's not the 13, yeah. Lacing them during
Yeah.
Game 2 of the 1998 NBA Finals. Jordan scored
Against the
37 points. Against the Utah Jazz?
Yeah.
Wow. Dude, the Jazz, for whatever reason, like they are on every highlight reel. They are on like every
Hey.
statistic on being on the worst end of history.
When they do the throwbacks, you're like, oh, there goes the Jazz again. Oh, Carmelo.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And then, what's his name? Cat. You know, that iconic dunk that he had
Oh,
like
yeah.
a couple months
Oh, yeah.
ago? Jazz.
Yeah.
And like Rudy Gobert, for whatever reason, man, ends up just getting posterized.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what team he's on.
Yeah.
But he's always associated with the Jazz.
We always like to get picked on in the highlight reels.
That's right. Okay, that's number 10. What's the score?
Like 1, 4, 3.
Ooh.
5, 4.
Wow, what a turn. What a turn of
Man,
events.
for someone being in this industry, that was a close call.
Close call. Glad you made it out alive.
Barely. I couldn't live with myself.
Blake, thanks for coming on the
Yeah,
LP
thanks
show
for having me.
today.
Yeah,
This
appreciate
was
it.
great.
That was fun.
You're a hoot.
Yeah, I'm a hoot.
Yeah, you're a hoot.
I like that.
That's what I say. You've got 3 cameras on you. It's
Cool.
2024. What are you accomplishing this year? What's in store for Kizik? What's in store for Blake Brown?
I mean, for Kizik as a whole, it's like we're going straight omni-channel. I mean, we were a
Love.
straight D2C ecom play and got us to where
Straight
we're
omni.
at.
Yeah.
Straight omni.
Yeah.
I mean, I told you with the retail stores, we're going to be in 600 wholesale doors, and yeah, we're going international next year.
Good.
So we're just trying
Italy.
to this year is kind of the what I call the operational excellence of this year of between all of our teams and really trying to drive the most value. So that's excitement for Kizik. For me personally, is really just continue to grow. I mean, as a creator, as a leader, just trying to keep learning, like I stated before.
I love that.
So and just
Continuous learning.
continuous learning, and having my kids outdo me and everything that we do together. And
Fantastic.
so yeah, just living life, man.
Good, man.
Okay.
Appreciate you coming.
Appreciate you. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah. That's a wrap.